Today is the day, North London Derby. It's been one of those huge games that we really anticipate for every season. And every season, we see the Premier League fixture announced. There are some derbies that you have to first look at. One of those is the North London Derby between Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur. There is that between Manchester United and Man City, the two encounters. Liverpool and Everton, Man United and Liverpool, Manchester United and Arsenal, Manchester United and Man City. Those are some of the hugest derbies I've seen in the beautiful game of football. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? This is the Arsenal News Show. We are really ready to take you to the news that has broken out from the camp of Tottenham Hotspur as James Maddison has gone ahead to warn Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice ahead of the North London Derby being played today. Smash the like button close to 400 times and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if at all you're watching us for the very first time, and after subscribing hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this YouTube channel of ours. This is Rokani David. You can as well call me RD, and we are ready to go, ready to rumble. We thank God for the gift of life. It's a Sunday. Those going to church, may the living to God obviously take you to where you deserve to be, and those that are really going to pray from home, it's okay. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and I think it's high time we really kick-started off. I'm gonna have to put up the combined 11, the match preview for Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur, and here I come in peace to let you know what James Maddison is gonna hate to throw at his fellow English national teammates. That is Ramsdale, Ben White, Bukayo Saka, and Declan Rice. Guys, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? If you are, then smash that like button and obviously let's drop it as it's hot, coming in from James Maddison. James Maddison went on ahead and said he was on Sky Sports and he had the following to say about this derby. He said, I had a little bit of banter with Saka, Ramsdale and Rice on England duty, all in good spirit, and I'm really looking forward to the game. If you ask the Arsenal camp, I don't think it's a brilliant time that they would want to play us because we've started the season very well. That's what he had to say to the likes of Bukayo Saka and Aaron Ramsdale, that they've gone ahead to obviously not want to play Arsenal right now. Sorry, Arsenal wouldn't like to play Tottenham Hotspur right now because Tottenham Hotspur has gone ahead to really start their season very, very well. And I know as a player of Tottenham Hotspur, this is what he had to say. This is what he has to say. But to my understanding, I know deep inside him that he's trying to obviously do what we call a mind game. And when you do a mind game, you obviously have to really touch the brains of those players. And that's why you see to it that when these big games are going to obviously be played, you see to it that players start to exchange words, managers do exchange words that are really tactical, and those are what we call brain games. And James Maddison has gone ahead to start a brain game and is telling the Arsenal players that you've gone ahead to obviously be afraid of us because we are into fine form. But when you look at Tottenham Hotspur, they've gone ahead to win 4 games and draw 1. The same applies to Arsenal. They've gone ahead to do the same thing. And if I'm James Maddison, I wouldn't have gone ahead to obviously throw such statements to Arsenal because he knows exactly what Arsenal is. He knows exactly what Arsenal is, and Arsenal is really a tough team that is obviously going to come in through and obviously take them to the sword. Arsenal is going to put Spurs to the sword unless otherwise anything stupid happens. As you know, in the game of football, things really happen weirdly. You know that very well. The unexpected can happen, and Spurs can obviously go ahead and obviously go in and put in a shocker. But Spurs last won here, I think in 2008 or 2010. That's when Spurs last won a game of football at the Emirates Stadium. So James Maddison needs to know it that even the manager they're really having is not so much used to the tactics of the Premier League and is here for the very first time and playing in his first North London derby. For Mikel Arteta, it was a different scenario altogether because he had played the North London derby before as a player at Arsenal. He had captained Arsenal. He knew exactly what the tensions, what the tempers and adrenaline are in this game. But after all that, he doesn't obviously see himself as Ange Postecoglou. Postecoglou is a very good manager, but coming in through to obviously go ahead to head with Mikel Arteta in just 6 games of the season, it wouldn't have been what Ange Postecoglou would have gone ahead to want. If that game would have gone ahead to come in through, he would have wanted it to be played at their stadium, because for that, he will know that Spurs will be having close to 60,000 fans behind the side of Spurs and rocking that stadium. And I think the statement would have been a vice versa, say. And it would have been that we wouldn't like to face Arsenal at Emirates at this time. If you are a very sane player of Tottenham Hotspur, all what you would have gone ahead to call in for is for a fixture of Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur when it's going to be played at the stadium of Tottenham Hotspur. That is it. And James Maddison knows it, that it has always not been a very good visit for the club of Arsenal. And Arsenal really went in through to beat them last season at that stadium, and they are coming in through to deliver all what has been promised to them. Arsenal knows that Man City have gone ahead to win their game. They're having 18 points, and if Arsenal lose or draw, they would have gone ahead to gift Man City some huge gap before even we've played a third of the games of the season. So they are coming in through with all in charge to obviously take on the team of Tottenham Hotspur. So James Maddison, I think that was really a more called a joke. That is not a warning, but it should have been said the other way around, because Arsenal is obviously going to bring their A game to Spurs, and with Spurs go ahead to obviously not fight for their lives, they might find themselves beaten left, right, and center by the side of Arsenal. Now, James Maddison also went ahead and obviously talked to the Sky Sport and said, "We are still early in the manager's reign. It's a process. Just like Arteta went in and had a bit of a shaky start at times, and now Arsenal are one of the most consistent performers in the league last year, and we are very close to winning the title." Now, this is what I expected from James Maddison. You know, sometimes you have to respect your opponent, and the moment you don't respect your opponent, that exposes you to being in denial, and he won't put up the best that you deserve as a team of Tottenham Hotspur. If Tottenham Hotspur want to put up a game, they need to go in here knowing that they are underdogs, because even James Maddison is going to have to state it that the manager is obviously new and is new to this league. He doesn't know the pressures that are all come with him playing against teams like Arsenal away from home. Them beating Manchester United at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium does not give them the right to obviously have a very huge ego as they go ahead to play against Arsenal. If that game was watched very well by any fan of Arsenal Spurs, you all know that in the first half, United played Spurs off the park. And the only undoing for Manchester United was not to score those goals. That is it. Bruno had a very good chance. Rashford, Garnacho, and who else? Close to 4 players had some clear-cut chances, and they couldn't convert them. So that means if they had converted them, Spurs would have gone ahead to lose on the day. And remember, they are playing at their stadium. Now they are coming at Arsenal, a team that is really charged. They've gone ahead to beat PSV into heaven 4-0. And now Maddison is trying, obviously, to really warn Arsenal. But I think they should respect Arsenal. Guys, Arsenal is one of the best elite teams in the league. And if at all you don't give them their flowers, you might go outside there and really face a baptism of fire at the Emirates. Because when you look at Spurs, they're really having a very new team. They're having close to 5 players that are not going to have to play into this derby, and they don't exactly what it's all about. Arsenal are having only 2 players. They're going to be included in that squad to face Spurs in the starting 11. That is Declan Rice and which other guy? Declan Rice and Kai Havertz. Maybe if at all David Raya really comes in and starts. But almost 10 players, all 9, have been here and know exactly how the chemistry is. But obviously, we wait and see how that happens. He has been talking about Ange Postecoglou being new, coming in as Mikel Arteta, hardships, and Ange Postecoglou also went ahead and obviously said the following, because the big question has always been, will Ange go to Emirates and obviously play an attacking game of football? That is the big question. And he gave us the answer. And the answer was as follows. This is the manager of Tottenham Hotspur. He said, in terms of the way we play, we are not changing. We go out and scare the life out of them. Credit to Arsenal and Arteta that they backed each other and they're reaping the rewards. But that's not a blueprint for us. That is it. Now, when you look at Ange saying that he's going not to change the style of play, I give him maximum respect, because I like managers like him who don't look at short-term results. So this is the time he gets a real test on whether his team is going to hate to reach those levels that they think they're going to hate to obviously be at. Now, if Spurs believe they're going to hate to be elite, and Arsenal fans or players should be scared about them as they take them on at Emirates, then this is the game. Bring the game to Arsenal, and Arsenal will bring the game to you. But this time round, Arsenal are going to hate to play 4 games at the Emirates, and it's only one team that is going to hate to take the game to them, and that team is going to hate to be humiliated. That was PSV. They ended up swallowing 4-0. Mr. Ange Postecoglou, if you open up at the Emirates, trust me, it's going to be a disaster. You might really have a disaster class at that stadium. So he's not changing his way of play, and he's going to attack Arsenal and play them onto the front foot. That is it. So he says they go out and scare the life out of Arsenal. So he has gone ahead to promise that he's going to scare the life out of Arsenal. Is it naive of him? But you understand as a manager that you have to obviously say such statements ahead of this game to obviously strengthen your players. But if he doesn't give Arsenal respect, I believe his team might obviously not see tomorrow. That is it. They might get annihilated and put out to the levels that no one even thinks about, because an annihilation starts off when you disrespect your opponent. And I think going at the Emirates and playing off the park and trying to play with them off the park is a disrespect to Arsenal. That's why you saw to it that even when Arteta does it to teams like Man City away from home, he concedes 4. Because you need to respect your opponent when you're playing away from home. That is it. You need to respect your opponent. And Ange is obviously trying to really test his team. That is it. And if it's a big test for him, then he needs to obviously prove to us that he can get points. And if I told him Ange, I try to obviously be a little bit of defensive and hit them on the break and put some beautiful passes together, because we all know that Spurs can obviously play that game, knock those passes around and really look beautiful on the day. But the big question is, will they exert pressure onto Arsenal and make them concede goals? That is the biggest question, because if you are Ange, if you get a draw at Emirates, you celebrate. If Arsenal get a draw at Emirates against Tottenham Hotspur, it's like a loss, because they need to obviously replicate what they did last season. So it's really going to be a very, very huge game, and I know Ange might not go in with those tactics. I'm going to be surprised if at all he goes all the way to attack that side of Arsenal. I'm going to be 100% surprised. That's going to surprise me. If at all he takes them on, he plays the high line, he goes head to head with them, Arsenal will destroy him. Arsenal will destroy him. You know, Jesus on fire, Bukayo Saka on fire, then Declan Rice in that midfield, Leandro Trossard, Zinchenko, guys, Martin Odegaard, my best player to me at Arsenal. You know, Ange needs to revise his statements, and I'm waiting to see some hours from now whether he's going to be a man of his word and is going to obviously come in through and try to attack Arsenal. And if at all he does so, I'll give him a 5-finger salute, because that is what managers who don't eat their words do. You know, real test for Tottenham Hotspur as they visit Arsenal at the Emirates. The stadium is going to be rocking, and every bit is going to matter. And Arsenal have gone ahead to show to it that they're having a very good bench. When you look at Spurs, their bench is not as good as that of Arsenal. When you look at the predicted starting 11 of Arsenal that I did, they'll be having Ramsdale maybe in goal, Ben White, Zinchenko, Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, and Gabriel Jesus. Martinelli might be up, so he might make it to the bench. Reece Nelson, Jorginho, Emily Smith-Rowe, Eddie Nketiah, Fabio Vieira. Look at that bench. It can obviously destroy Spurs, right? So I think it's obviously going to be important for Ange to obviously revise his words before he goes ahead to promise us that he's ready to do the needful for the side of Arsenal and obviously attack them and scare them off the park. Now, you should know something about the referee who is going to be in charge of this game of Arsenal today. He's known as Robert Jones. He takes charge of his first North London derby in what will be the 50th occasion. He has gone ahead to referee one of Arsenal games. Three of those games came last season in the home wins over Aston Villa, Chelsea, plus the draw at Southampton. So it shows you that he has been at the Emirates before and he has gone ahead to win. And Arsenal have gone ahead to win 2 out of the 3 games. We're going to hit to officiate at the Emirates and run 1 against Southampton. So Arsenal might be having a slack of luck in this referee, and it's obviously going to really put his job on the line. And obviously that's the referee who is obviously going to officiate the game of Arsenal. He goes by names of Robert Jones. He's really one of those referees that's going to hate obviously coming through and grow huge into the game. Now, the assistant referees are going to be Lee Betts and Wade Smith. Then the 4th official is going to be Mike Salibari. VAR, Paul Tierney. Assistant VAR is going to be Harry Leonard. So that is the squad of Arsenal. That is the refereeing team that has been sent to the Emirates to obviously officiate this big fixture between Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur. So guys, tell me your thoughts about James Maddison warning Saka and Declan Rice ahead of the North London derby. Ange Postecoglou promising to play Arsenal off the park in their own stadium. Do you see that happening, guys? All that and more into the comment section below. And what do you think about the referee that has been given to Arsenal to officiate that beautiful game of football that they are here to obviously play or watch at the Emirates? I sign out for now. See you later. The Christians, I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. And the Muslims, may the world see you well, and may Allah give you the best that you deserve, and barakallahu fikum. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, guys. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you to get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. And how do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Black button has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you to get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. I'm out. See you later in the day.